Imagine a world where you could drop 5 grand on a car that shames $50,000 sports sedans without even breaking a sweat. Sounds like fantasy, right? Well, it's real, and it's called the MazdaSpeed6. Most people sleep on it, but you're about to wake up. Let's dive into the $5,000 and turbocharged all-wheel drive beast that's still punking fast cars today. In the early 2000s, Mazda was on fire seriously. They had the Miata keeping the lightweight, pure driving spirit alive, the RX-8 flexing its rotary magic, and the Mazda Speed protege giving compact cars a reason to be cocky. But Mazda wasn't content with just being the fun little underdog. They looked around Evo WRX STI Audi S4 and thought, why not us? That's where the MazdaSpeed6 comes in. This wasn't just about another fast family sedan. See, Mazda wanted to build something that could hunt the rally kings, but do it with a little more grown-up class. Unveiled at the 2002 Paris Motor Show as the Mazda 6 MPS concept, it teased enthusiasts with something crazy: turbocharged power, all-wheel drive, 6-speed manual, only daily driver comfort. And they actually delivered. It took a few years of fine-tuning, but in 2006, boom! The MazdaSpeed6 hit North America like a sucker punch nobody saw coming. Under the hood sat Mazda's secret weapon, the 23L MZR L3 VDT turbocharged inline-4. This wasn't your average Turbo 4. Direct fuel injection for better atomization. A K04 turbocharger giving you instant boost. Strong forged internals in key spots. North American versions, 274 horsepower and 280 pound-foot of torque. In 2006, slight tweak in 2007, dropped it to 270 horsepower Europe and Japan. A bit tamer at 256, 268 horsepower because of emissions laws. But numbers only tell part of the story. What really mattered: torque. This car slammed you into the seat from 2,500 RPMs onward. Overtaking, merging, punching out of corners, effortless, from 0 to 60 in about 5 to 4 seconds. Which back then meant you were wrecking everything from BMW 320i's to Mustang GTs at stoplights. And it's even crazier because this car doesn't look like it should be that fast. More on that later. Now here's where Mazda got spicy. They didn't cheap out and just slap front-wheel drive with traction control like some brands. The MazdaSpeed6 came with a real all-wheel drive system featuring active torque split under normal cruising, 100% front-wheel drive for better efficiency. Hammer the throttle or throw it into a hard corner. It could instantly shift up to 50% of the power to the rear wheels. Plus, a rear limited slip differential, super rare for a street sedans. The result? No torque steer, massive grip. Car felt planted at any speed. This wasn't a fake AWD car. It had serious rally blood in its veins, just tuned for the street instead of a gravel stage. To back up the drivetrain, Mazda seriously stiffened the chassis compared to a regular Mazda 6 reinforced unibody. Stiffer dampers and springs, larger brakes, 18-inch wheels wrapped in 215 series tires. This wasn't just fast in a straight line. The MazdaSpeed6 loved corners. It wasn't as raw or bouncy as an Evo, nor as nose-heavy as a WRX STI. Instead, it carved through backroads with this beautiful blend of stability and composure that made you feel invincible without beating you up. It was the best of both worlds: wild when you wanted it, chill when you needed it. Visually, the MazdaSpeed6 plays it sneaky. Hood bulge to clear the turbo setup, slightly more aggressive front bumper, subtle side skirts, tiny rear lip spoiler and dual exhausts poking out the back. But that's it. No crazy wings, no shouty body kits. At a glance, it's just a Mazda 6, but sharper. Perfect if you want to fly under the radar and then absolutely embarrass somebody in a WRX on the highway. It's the very definition of a sleeper. Inside, the MazdaSpeed6 hit a nice middle ground. You had 2 trims in North America: sport cloth seats, regular key, grand touring leather seats, keyless entry push-button start. Other nice touches: dual-zone automatic climate control, 7-speaker Bose sound system with subwoofer, optional navigation, available sunroof. Nothing super flashy, but everything you needed to feel like you weren't driving a tin can daily, and it's actually spacious. The back seat is adult usable, and the trunk is massive. You could have your cake turbo AWD speed and eat it too, family errands. You'd think this car would have exploded in popularity, right? Nope. Sales were bad. Like really bad. Why? With 3 reasons. Price: it launched at nearly $30,000 expensive. Compared to a WRX marketing failure, Mazda didn't tell enough people it even existed. Only manual transmission. No automatic option killed off casual buyers. People who wanted hardcore rally toys went straight to STI or Evo. People who wanted a plush sedan didn't understand the MazdaSpeed6's potential. It got stuck in the middle, too grown up for some, too rowdy for others. Because of that, Mazda only sold the Speed 6 for 2 short years, 2006-2007, before pulling the plug. Today, though, Mazda Speed 6 are dirt cheap and dangerous in the right hands. The stock 2.3L turbo engine is tough. With simple bolt-ons, it can easily push 350-400 HP on stock internals. Common mods: bigger turbo upgrade, high-pressure fuel pump upgrade, front-mount intercooler, intake and exhaust, and ECU tuning. The stock turbo KO4 is small and spools crazy fast, but chokes up top swap it out. And this car becomes a monster. And because the chassis is already sorted, you don't need to spend thousands making it handle. In the tuning world, a clean Speed 6 is like a blank canvas, ready to either stay sleeper or turn into a straight-up street weapon. Of course, no 15-plus-year-old performance car is perfect. Mazda Speed 6 common issues: high-pressure fuel pump wear, all-wheel drive system, fluid maintenance, turbo seals eventually leaking rust, especially in snow states. Find one that's been cared for, and you're golden. Find a beater, you're in for some wrenching. But hey, that's part of the JDM lifestyle, right? The Mazda Speed 6 is one of the last true AWD manual sedans, a turbocharged beast that's fast, reliable, and classy. Today, for around $5,000, you get a sleeper that can gap Camaro's dust GTIs and even surprise Teslas. It's Mazda's forgotten rebel, and it deserves a second shot. So is the Mazda Speed 6, the best $5,000 sleeper on the planet. Honestly, if you love JDM cars, want something rare, tunable and still practical, it just might be. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever driven one, or if you're ready to go hunt one down. After watching this, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and I'll catch you next time for more sleeper car breakdowns. Stay boosted, fam.